Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to the side pod.
The pod of the side.
Fabulous.
The thing on the side of a race car and a side thing that we're doing.
It's clever, isn't it?
Very. Because we're just intelligent beings.
Yep.
Clearly.
F1, huh?
F1.
Saudi.
Jeddah. It's a cool place, actually. I did like it.
Did you?
Yeah. She's not even listening.
I thought it was... Actually, my favorite meal of the year last year was in Jeddah.
What do you have?
It was like a granola bowl with like some granola bites, but it was like peanut butter infused.
Was this a breakfast? I hope it was breakfast.
Before the feature race.
Okay.
So like we've...
Was this F2 catering?
No. It was definitely not. Because... No, anyway. I think it's well documented at this point that the feature race in F2 was really hard at Jeddah.
Yes,
and
as we just previously covered.
That breakfast fueled me. And...
So it was a breakfast?
Well, it was sort of a brunch.
Okay.
And I ate that with a podcast on the Horaki Big Show. And I think it was actually one of my favorite mornings of the year, if I'm honest.
Yep.
So Jeddah is actually, it's pretty cool.
How does it compare to the meal I heard you had yesterday at Barber?
Oh, yeah. So
the lovely bit of...
Chipotle.
Yeah, I was about to say American heritage, but it's not really, is it?
Mate. So I had that before I jumped.
They're Haas F1 team sponsors.
Are they really?
Yeah, they've got a deal with them.
I'll tread lightly then. But, so...
Are you getting a Haas seat that I don't know about?
You know how you kind of like... You don't want to eat too much before you get in a race car because you just feel like...
You want it to be just right.
You feel like yuck.
Yep.
And I had a vegan tofu chipotle bowl.
Oh, wow.
That was like... Had more avocado than I've ever seen.
But you got... No, guacamole, no?
Yeah, the soft avocado, right? But it's like got so much salt.
Avocado, right.
It's got so much salt that I was like... I just felt...
You needed to drink a lot, yeah? Or?
I felt so ill.
At least your muscles will be well with the electrolytes and stuff, the salts, minerals.
The sodium.
Yeah, that's the one. No cramps.
Oh,
except in the stomach.
I felt like shit the whole afternoon, if I'm honest with you. So, note to self, don't eat any more Chipotle.
But that's one of the better IndyCar meals for lunch. That is one of the better. I mean,
it's still better than the F2 catering.
Oh, my God. I guess we could say it now. We're gone.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Fabulous.
Anyway.
So, F1.
F1, yeah, okay. Now that we covered almost 3 minutes of nonsense. F1, right. So, in terms of news, obviously, again, treading lightly, there's been a big shake-up at Ferrari recently.
Has there?
There has.
No way. It's so weird that it's happened straight after the first race, right?
Well, I think it happened from December.
You'd think so, but why is it only being announced now after one bad race?
Because it's a public company and these things have to take time. And
so you're telling me that, okay, a certain person left just because of one bad result and there needs to be a bad result to justify...
No.
Leaving?
There's contracts and stuff. It's like drivers. You have to negotiate stuff.
Right. So there's been a shake-up.
There has been a big shake-up. And it's not one person. There's a few people.
I can imagine that it's going to be quite a few people.
Well, speculation of a few people because I don't actually know the...
Do you think it's a good thing?
In some ways, yes. It's tough because like what you do now is seen in 2 or 3 years because of the way the car is developed and how early that goes. But I think, to be honest, of the last 10, 15 years of Ferrari, maybe it's the best thing they can do, just to restart from scratch. But at the same time, you're not going to see the effects of it until a year or two later.
But it's, I'm a firm believer that you need continuity to get success. You need everyone to believe that they're secure in their place inside the team, because then they perform better. Then I don't know about you, but you always feel more creative and more productive when you know that your job is secure, right?
Yes, but on the ground, I think that's the case. Obviously, at the top, they've had to change it, or they are changing it. And I think
But I imagine that there's going to be a whole shake-up. Like, it's not... You're only hearing about the big names, but for sure there's a lot of people being recycled.
Of course, but it's all kind of again. It's a bit spontaneous, but it's all planned over a few months. So everyone kind of knows what's going to change, and it seems like from what I'm reading, of course, we're not going to say any names of anything, but the changes have or of speculating have already happened, and people are already moving into that. I don't think there's many more to come. I think they're going to now move on from this and put everyone in the new positions.
I mean, it's the sort of thing that you would have hoped to have happened at least 2 years ago, you know, like. But I mean, even our time at Ferrari, we saw a lot of new people come in and out. There was no.
Yeah, but never, like, of course, the top always changes, right? Every 2-3 years. I mean, they've gone through, 5 or 6 team principals.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Now, when Red Bull's stuck with the same one, for example.
Yeah.
And of course, the continuity really works with Mercedes, with Red Bull. But at the same time, kind of everyone underneath has been the same.
Do you think that Ferrari need people in there who are not Italian? Sorry to hurt your feelings, Kate.
But they're not Italian, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying, but now they're not Italian.
No, but they weren't. I mean, obviously everyone speaks Italian because they kind of have to at that point.
There's a few people that are French, but like the majority of people when we were there were Italian.
Yeah, it was either Italian or French. But no, I don't... The other thing that you have there is obviously the guys who have worked their way up over a long time started because they were starting as a mechanic or starting as on the engine side.
Yeah.
And they, that is predominantly Italians because they're hiring locally on that side. And then they've worked their way up over 20 years, which is impressive in its own way. But... I mean, they've got English guys on the engineering side.
You know, funnily enough,
Spanish.
I think that Jeddah will be a good track for Ferrari because it's mainly just flat out straight line speed.
I think they've got
Jeddah.
a decent aero package. I think it's not...
Yeah, but they've really trimmed the car out this year. Like, when you see the onboards, you can see that there's certainly not as much...
It's not forgiving, or
there's not as much downforce as a Red Bull. Like you can see, it's just skating a wee bit.
I think we can't compare to them. I think we have to compare to someone else.
Okay, then an Aston Martin. It just looks like they're skating a bit more, and it looks at least from an onboard that they've just trimmed the car out a wee bit, trying to get straight line speed. So that's why I think Jeddah's going to be one of their better races this year.
Yes, it's highly possible, and I think they've got an upgrade for it. I'm not sure. I remember reading something about it.
An upgrade already.
Possibly,
race 2.
Possibly.
That's impressive.
Well, I mean, you do it from testing, don't you? So that's a month almost.
Yeah, but it's impressive to bang out like a brand new...
I mean, the amount of people and,
True.
Obviously cost cap money, but you've got time to do it. If you're already delayed for the first test and you have the planned stuff, it's possible. But one thing I wanted to go back to is, like, remember with Mercedes... when they took the same group of people and just refreshed and reorganized, but with the same people. When Ross Brawn came along.
Okay.
I think it was Ross.
What, 2010?
Must have been because who did they take over from? Brawn, was it? No.
Honda.
Was it Honda they took over from?
BAR, yeah.
Yeah, BAR Honda. Then that went into Mercedes, and then I think it was either Ross arrived and basically was like, no, we can work with everyone who's the same.
Yeah.
But just we need to do it differently, and it needs to be like this.
I'd love to know more about that, honestly, because
it's incredible.
That's an absolutely unbelievable turn of fortune, really. They've gone from BAR Honda, which was probably towards the back of the grid.
It was mid. It was a mid pack.
It was sort of in the 2005, 6, 7.
Yeah, true. Actually,
but then towards 8, it was not good, and then suddenly in 2009 they rock up and same personnel, different regulations, obviously, and they are dominant.
Hang on, is this Brawn?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was the blown diffuser.
Yeah, but just from a general point of view, they were just blowing everyone away. Anyway, we've gone off topic.
Yeah.
Again.
But it was worth a mention, with the same people. I think like that was Mercedes. That's been their philosophy on it. Of course, I know they're struggling this year and they struggled a bit last year, but
you have to think that Mercedes is going to just turn up at some point.
Well, how much they turned it around from beginning of last year to end of
bonkers,
last
isn't it?
year was massive.
They
Their
must
race pace was mega.
They must have such an unbelievable development structure to just put that much improvement throughout the season, right? Because you see them compared to who really... Oh, it was Ferrari that pulled the handbrake at one point last year, didn't they?
Did they stop developing or they...
I don't know if they actively stopped developing, but...
It was after Silverstone or something,
If I could guess, they just would have taken a few
France.
avenues that wasn't the right way, whereas Mercedes just like took off.
Yes.
I imagine it's going to be something similar this year because, I mean, Mercedes have
Well,
started...
they have to. I mean, you're starting from further back than you did last year, in a certain way. Well, testing-wise, maybe the race was a bit better than planned.
So if we start talking drivers, teammates...
Okay, let's start with Red Bull, because it's going to be Max.
Yeah.
You know, I think Checo actually this year looks stronger than he did last year. He's a bit closer.
Oh, would you say that?
In the qualifying, yeah. The race, maybe not.
Okay. I think it's going to be same old, same old.
Whether it's closer or not.
P1.
See what kind of lap he can put in. Then
Remember 2021, I think it was, when he went into the wall on the last lap of quali?
yes, what a lap.
Fuck, I love that commitment.
But it even makes that lap more famous.
It's awesome,
because he
right?
put it in the wall.
I think that
Tapped the wall.
crashing on a quali lap when you're purple,
It's allowed.
you're never going to be that committed
It's allowed.
in your life.
There's no shame in doing that, I don't think.
Well, you've done it many times, mate. So
Not in quali. In the race, yeah. Quali, I don't put it in the wall.
And it's Callum in the wall. Po Grand Prix
Yeah.
from the lead.
Yeah, it was a bit silly, that one. Anyway, thank you.
Ferrari teammates.
That's a good track for Charles.
I agree.
That's a great track for Charles.
But you actually can't discount Carlos.
No, not
Like,
at all.
I feel as though if Carlos was bad somewhere the previous year, he's going to make a bigger effort to be good the following year.
Oh, he works so
His
hard.
work ethic is incredible.
Honestly,
I was lucky
it's
to see it.
impressive.
Yeah.
Different, but you know, we saw Seb. It was super impressive as well, but in a different way. Carlos is just
He's methodical.
Yeah.
And he knows what
To
he's...
improve himself as well.
I had the impression that he knows what he's good at and he knows what he's bad at. And he played to his strengths, but then worked like so hard with his engineers to improve on. And if he did have a weakness, he would try and...
Oh, he'd just
gain
straight
it
away
back.
have a meeting about it and try and sort it out.
Yeah, but he'd also try and gain it back on the technical side. So he'd sort of look to see what Charles wasn't doing and then try and make an advantage out of nothing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, which is
So
clever.
he's very clever. Spent a lot of time on the sim as well. I hadn't seen a full-time driver spend that much time on the sim since Kimi Räikkönen.
Which was what, 8 laps in 8 seasons? Or
I think Kimi spent about as much time on that sim as the engineers did.
they did go down there. I mean, you know, the funny thing is, actually, when he went to Alpha, he was using the sim more than
That's
he did
awesome.
at Ferrari.
Oh, yeah.
What lad?
I miss Kimi.
He's a good guy. Anyway, yeah, so that's Ferrari. Then we got Aston. I think Alonso is going to be there. But Stroll, now hopefully that he can actually use his hands.
If I can make an F1 prediction here, they'll be strong in FP1 and FP2. I think
For sure FP2, because that's the race running free practice.
Well, I mean, even since they were like Racing Point, they always seem to fuel a bit less in FP2. They would be... Because...
Yeah, but that's the one that they're going to be quickest in because it's the race running FP.
No, but they also do quali runs because it will be...
everyone does quali runs.
It'll be in the night.
It's associated.
FP2 will be in the night, so they'll be doing their quali preparations then, as opposed to FP1. So and FP3 is a bit irrelevant as well with the track condition. So FP2 will be more relevant to quali than previous races.
Okay, no, that's fair enough.
In my opinion. But then, yeah, so I think that Aston will look just like they did in Bahrain, weirdly fast in FP2.
Yes.
And then quali they'll pull the handbrake. And
for the race car. Yeah.
What's the side pod without a technical glitch, huh?
Side issue. We were talking about Aston, I think, even though that was 10 seconds ago.
How do you think Stroll's going to do with his 2 broken wrists?
Well, at least he can hopefully turn now. because he was turning like that, wasn't he?
That's still mind-blowing, isn't it?
Commitment.
I'd love to know how he really broke his wrists.
That's cycling when you fall down and put your hands down.
Okay, if you say so.
How do you do all your like further away extremities?
Well, I don't know. He broke a toe, mate. How do you break a toe on a bicycle crash?
I don't know, kicking the floor or something.
Ugh, mate, you're gullible.
What, you think he fell down the stairs?
I don't know. Maybe he slipped in the shower. I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah, but how do you break all your wrists and stuff in the shower? I mean, okay, probably a large shower. I get that.
It was a big fall. Who knows? Okay, one thing's almost certain in my mind, which Fernando will be ahead of him in quali.
Yes. Well, and he's just aggressive in the race. Okay, that we're clarifying. Now, what's next? Mercedes, yeah. This will be close.
It could swing either way, couldn't it?
I'm a George fan. I'm also a Hamilton fan. But
I'm a big Hamilton fan. Not that I dislike George, but I'm just a massive Hamilton fan. And I think when there's a lot of grip, like Jeddah is an unusually grippy circuit.
Yeah, he likes it.
He's particularly good. Because he's just an absolute plower on entry. He's like Arthur Leclerc on steroids on entries.
I have not seen Arthur's entries.
That's only a reference if you watch the previous episodes.
So. Yes, his turn 10 entries.
Yeah.
Apex is over there.
So
we love you, Arthur.
Yeah, we do. So I think with like a grippy circuit, Jeddah, Lewis is going to be particularly strong.
Okay, you say Lewis. I might say George by half a tenth, but...
Well, to be fair, that would be the logical thing to say because usually he is half a tenth up at this, like, in quali.
So far, yeah.
Because he's an English driver and Sky Sports UK freaking love him.
So Sky Sport... Yeah, but so is Lewis.
So they call him Mr. Saturday.
Yeah, well, he's been Mr. Saturday for the last couple of years.
Imagine if Antonio Giovinazzi was English. I reckon he'd be, like, in Ferrari right now. Or, like, sorry, he'd be, like, still in F1... but like way hyped compared to what he was. Because you know how the English media, they promote their own guys. You don't see it because you're English, so you were on the good side of it.
No. I know it. And yes, I was...
Marcin Brundle, why don't you talk about me, man? Come on.
Well, you're not in that circle anymore.
Not anymore, but...
You got spoken about a lot of the weekend.
The guy who was commentating in free practice in FP, what's the Duresta maybe? So when I was racing in Monza... he thought that my name was Christian Lundgaard, and he was referring to me on FP as Christian Lundgaard, the Ferrari Driver Academy dude.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
And I was just like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, hang on, but you're about to commentate this weekend on Twitch, so let's see what you do.
Well, I'm going to be telling the truth and nothing but the truth, whereas he's just lying to the TV, whether it's on purpose or not.
I'd plead the fifth, not say anything.
Anyway...
Okay, so that's Mercedes. I say George, you say Ham.
Yeah.
What we got next?
The other teams.
We got Alpine.
Alpine.
The two Frenchmen
Alonso.
in the French team. It's not Alonso. It's Ocon and Gasly.
Gasly and Ocon, yeah.
No, it's Piastri and Ocon, no?
Oh, is it Guan Yu Zhu?
Oh, he was in Alpine, wasn't he?
Ocon
I think everyone was in the Alpine Academy at one time.
I don't know who to say in this situation.
I say, after last weekend, it's Ocon. But then he did pick up a mountain's worth of penalties.
Oh, did he?
Do you not see that?
What did he do?
Oh, well, actually, to be fair, I mean, there was one that was his fault, which was he didn't put it in the box. They'd been really strict, and he was like maybe that far outside the box to the right, and they gave him a 10-second stop and go, I believe.
That's so weird, because normally the FIA help the French drivers.
Just like the Sky helped the English drivers.
And we've just cancelled ourselves.
You've cancelled yourself. I did not. I plead the fifth. I did not
kidding.
Involve myself with that.
Calma, tia. Mamma mia. I did not say this, huh? What are you saying? I am French now.
That was purely speculation. You need to say that now.
It's purely speculation. I'm only joking.
Anyway, he then pulled into the pits to serve his 10-second stop and go alongside the pit stop, but he had wing damage. And the mechanics, touched the car.
How dare they?
Within the 10 seconds. So then he got, what was it?
How dare they touch the car?
Yeah, but 5 seconds stop and go, or just 5 seconds penalty? Okay, so he got 5 second penalty, but then he was speeding in the pit lane, no? So he got another drive through.
Well, that's just his fault then.
No, yeah, but 5 seconds stop or go or 5 second penalty? Okay, so the dude just ended up with like 25, 30 seconds.
Right. I think Gasly will out-qualify him.
All right, fine. That's fair enough. Then what's the other one? We've got
Toro Rosso.
AlphaTauri. Toro Rosso. Oh, no.
I'm a big Nick de Vries fan all day long.
I would agree. Unfortunately, Bahrain was not so strong, so I'm going to have to go Yuki.
I think my prediction for a long-term prediction
is De Vries.
De Vries to be a F1 world champion.
That's a very long
But do you disagree?
prophecy. I mean, it's possible, but look, let's see. If he finishes the year strong, I think there's a possibility, whether it's in 1 year or 2 years, that he ends up in the seat next to Max.
I agree, yeah. Netherlands duo.
The other
Dutch duo.
possibility, I think, is Lando.
In Red Bull?
Yes, next to Max.
Oh,
I think they would love to have him.
Non ci credo.
I think that's a high possibility.
No.
Si. Why do you not think that?
I just think that he's not going to go to Red Bull. Like,
why if you were if your contract was up at McLaren, right?
he's not looking to cash in.
What's he cashing in on?
I
A world
think-
championship if he goes to Red Bull?
I think he'd go to Mercedes before he goes to Red Bull. He's English.
Yeah, but you're not going to Mercedes until Hamilton retires.
We're speculating on something that even Lando probably wouldn't even be speculating on, right?
Well, I'm going to speculate on it anyway. I can't speak anymore. But
do you want to take his seat wherever he leaves from?
Well, I mean, it'd be nice. I'm not going to complain about that. But I ain't getting that. So anyway, we're going to go back to him. He would have to wait till Hamilton retires to go to Mercedes. That is a fact because it's up to Lewis, right?
Right.
I mean, the guy's a god for them.
Yeah, I just think that if Lando went to Red Bull, it would also just be a bit of a kick in the teeth to the whole Red Bull junior program. And Red Bull doesn't like to pay drivers.
Because they have AlphaTauri.
They have young guys.
Mate, how much is Max Verstappen getting per year?
Too much.
A lot. So
Yes.
why are you saying they don't like to pay guys?
Because they just like to bring in young guys and
they can put
pay
them in
them peanuts.
AlphaTauri.
Agree to disagree.
Who are they putting in AlphaTauri after next time? They put in De Vries, who wasn't a Red Bull junior driver. So your point's wrong.
Yeah, but they'll pay him next to nothing, just like a normal guy.
Yeah, but they pay you next to nothing if you're a Red Bull junior team anyway. Oh, you mean you're talking about Lando? No, the dude's again another merchandise
You've
god.
misunderstood me here.
Okay, you misunderstood yourself.
I'm just gonna say that I think that Red Bull will put in one of their young guys.
Yes.
And
into AlphaTauri.
No, from AlphaTauri to Red Bull. They'll bring in another Red Bull guy, put him into AlphaTauri, and Lando will go to another manufacturer where the car is good.
If I was in Lando's position, I'd want to win the world championship.
Or he might just stay in McLaren, mate.
He might stay in McLaren, and I would respect him for that. But at some point, you've got to go, what could I do next to Max?
I think Lando's very good.
Yes, I think he's very good as well.
And I think if there's anyone in the world who could, two people that could take it to Max,
him,
it would be Mahavir Raghunathan and Lando Norris.
He would probably agree with that, knowing his confidence, but what a legend. Have you seen his compilation video on YouTube?
Oh,
it's brilliant.
It's so good. You guys have got to look it up on YouTube. This guy's.
I wonder if it's still.
Gem.
It's definitely still there.
Oh my god.
I love it.
He tested F1 last year
for Alfa, yeah.
For Alfa Romeo. I thought it was like a joke.
Dude jumped in the car probably before you did.
No, he didn't actually.
Oh no!
Thank God.
What a legend. Anyway,
next team.
Then we got Alfa Romeo.
Okay. I was going to go to McLaren first.
Oh, we'll go to McLaren then. Well, it'll be Lando again. Oscar will catch up a bit, but it'll be Lando.
I think, Oscar was on pole there by a country mile in F2, which I thought was kind of weird, but...
You always think it's weird when someone's on a pole by a country mile.
He was on pole by like 7/10, I think. 7.
7's a lot. I mean, 4's acceptable. I did 4.
7.
7, yeah. 7.
But he's... very good round there.
He is very good round there.
He's very good full stop.
But 7 in F2. It's not the same in F1.
Let's see. I think that he'll be closer than what he was in Bahrain.
Yes.
Like I said many, many times at this point, Jeddah is weirdly grippy, so it could sort of come to him a wee bit.
It could come to him a little bit. But the high-speed style is very different in F1 to F2. The slip angle and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah, which Lando's particularly good at.
Very good at. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to say Lando.
Lando maybe 3/10 up.
Okay, 3/10.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go
Both
slightly
through to
more.
Q2.
I'm going to say 4 or 5, but that's still an improvement off of Bahrain.
Yeah.
So, and it's a very high-speed circuit. So,
Yeah.
I'm not... Oscar, take your time. Enjoy. Then we go into Alfa Romeo with Joe.
Guan Yu Zhu, my favorite F1 driver.
Isn't it Zhao or Joe?
Joe.
We call him Joe. He calls himself Joe.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. What do the commentators say these days? For sure it's wrong.
Well, you got to get it right in Twitch, so...
I think... I don't know. Valtteri's been on it in quali.
He has.
You got to admit, we've got some more fans outside. Oh, yeah. Shout. I think Valtteri will be hard to beat for Joe in Jeddah, unfortunately.
It's possible. I'm going to say Joe. I like him. I think
Joe's really good in high-speed corners, to be fair to him.
when he's comfortable, he pulls it out the bag.
Yeah.
So he'll be all right.
If there is a track that Joe is going to be really good at, it's a track with a lot of high-speed corners.
So it's possible. Okay, you go Valtteri, I'll go Joe. Simple as that.
Close, though. It'll be
Close, very close.
Yeah.
Then have we missed... I know Williams. Have we missed one before Williams? Haas. You know what? Who impressed me? Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg. Who's
The
that?
qualifying. Nico Hulkenberg.
Honestly, that was impressive. Yeah, you're right. He was, what, P10?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not going to repeat that. As much as we like him.
Why not?
I'm a Magnussen fan, honestly. I am a big Magnussen fan.
Yeah, I mean, he could, but I for some reason, Hulkenberg outqualified him, and the dude's been away for a year.
Yeah, the Haas was horrendous there last year.
Then it's possible it's horrendous again.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
I don't have an opinion on that, do I?
Okay, I say Hulkenberg, you say Magnussen then. Should we just do that?
Yep, okay.
All right. I think it'll be close, actually. But it really surprised me how good Hulkenberg was on the comeback. Nico Hulkenberg.
Williams. Logan, come on, baby.
You know what? I still loved his first lap. It was brilliant. But Albon still did a great job for them. P10 was good. But
speaking about future predictions on seats, I think that Albon will go to McLaren in the future.
I mean, he could always go back to the Red Bull family.
Ugh, far out, mate. You can't make your mind up on Red Bull, can you?
I know, but the Red Bull family, Alpha Tauri, because they're not selling supposedly. Wait, so you said to McLaren?
How long's this episode
been
going? 28 minutes.
Yeah, we need to finish probably soon.
What the hell? Yeah, I need to go to the airport. Like, no joke.
It's all right. You said 30 minutes, so we've still
we've got 3 more minutes. I got to go to the airport.
Okay.
So, Logan.
Have you packed?
No.
Oh, shit.
I got to go pack.
For London as well?
Yes.
What time's your flight?
Logan. Logan, my money's on you, pal.
Okay, I'm going to go Alex, but I really want Logan to do
Have we
well.
missed any other teams?
Have we missed any other teams? I don't think so. I think we covered it.
We covered Ferrari?
We
covered more than enough for Ferrari today.
Yeah.
All of them?
Sweet.
Got to go to the airport. See you later. Bye.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Goodbye then. I'll wrap this up because,